My name is Maya. I'm 21 years old and I work at a Walmart supercenter just outside of a small town in Kentucky. Since I wasn't a full-time student, my manager frequently scheduled me for the overnight shifts back when the store was still open 24 hours. Because it was a massive supercenter, there were usually about 10 other employees scattered around the building, so I never felt truly alone. This happened in October 2023. My shift was the standard 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. Most of my night was spent restocking shelves. Since the store was located in a rural area, foot traffic died down completely after midnight. I always kept my noise-canceling headphones in to help the time pass faster. Around 11:45 p.m. I was in the men's apparel section, tidying up the denim racks. A customer approached me, a man in a worn denim jacket and a dark beanie. He asked if we had a specific pair of work pants in a different size. I checked the rack, told him we were out of stock, and apologized. He gave a slow, stiff nod and placed the jeans back. As he walked away, we made accidental eye contact, and he gave me a look that felt cold and lingering. I brushed it off as just another awkward late-night interaction. By 1:30 a.m., the store had become a ghost town. I had moved over to the kitchen appliances section to stock coffee makers and blenders. As I was sliding boxes onto a shelf, I glanced through a gap between the products. In the very next aisle, I saw the same man. He wasn't looking at the merchandise. He was staring directly at me through the gap. The moment he realized I'd seen him, he jerked his head away and hurried toward the back of the store. I realized with a jolt that he had no shopping cart and no items in his hands. He had been in the store for nearly 2 hours and hadn't picked up a single thing. Feeling panicked, I retreated to the employee lounge for about 20 minutes to calm down. I convinced myself I was just being paranoid. To stay away from the appliance area, I decided to switch tasks and head into the walk-in dairy cooler to organize milk crates and check expiration dates. Inside the cooler, the hum of the massive industrial fans was deafening. I was focused on the crates when I suddenly heard the heavy metal door thud open. I froze. Customers aren't allowed in the cooler, and the other night shift workers were all in the grocery aisles. I ducked behind a stack of wooden pallets and peered through a gap in the crates. It was him, the man in the denim jacket. He was inside the restricted area scanning the room. I stayed crouched behind the crates, my heart hammering against my ribs. Because of the loud fans, I knew he couldn't hear my breathing. I waited for what felt like an eternity, hoping to hear the door close again. When several minutes passed in silence, I assumed he had given up and left. I slowly lifted my head over the top of the crate and nearly suffered a heart attack. He was standing right there, leaning over the crates, staring directly down at me with a wide, jagged grin. As I opened my mouth to scream, he lunged forward, trying to press his hand over my lips to silence me. I reacted on pure instinct, shoving a heavy crate of milk into his shins. He stumbled back, cursing, and I bolted past him, slamming through the cooler doors. I ran until I found a senior stalker named David. I was hysterical, trying to explain what happened. Moments later, the man walked calmly out of the back hallway and approached us. Before I could say a word, he adjusted his jacket and spoke in a very professional, calm voice. "Relax, I'm from the Region 4 Corporate Safety Team," he said, flashing a fake plastic ID badge clipped to his belt. "I was conducting a surprise security audit to see how employees respond to unauthorized intruders. You did the right thing by running, but next time, don't leave the intruder behind." David, who wasn't the brightest guy, actually believed him. The man even gave me a command to finish the appliance aisle before he turned and walked briskly toward the front exit. The next morning, I called my store manager, Mrs. Miller, and asked about the late-night corporate audit. Her voice went dead silent. "Maya," she said, "there was no corporate visit scheduled, and head office never sends inspectors to stores at 2 a.m. When they reviewed the security footage, the truth was even worse. The man hadn't just appeared in the apparel section. The cameras showed him stalking me through the aisles for 3 straight hours, always staying exactly 1 aisle away, watching me through the gaps in the shelves. He wasn't a corporate official. He was a predator who had used a fake story to escape when he got caught. A police report was filed, but the man was never identified. I transferred to the day shift immediately. I still work at that Walmart, but every time I walk past the dairy cooler, I can still feel that cold, jagged smile watching me from the shadows.